Hello and welcome to another video. I hope that you're all very well. Today I'm going to be giving you some tips on how to follow directions given by a sat-nav. As part of the UK driving test, you'll be required to demonstrate to the examiner that you are capable of driving independently for approximately 20 minutes. Now, this does not mean that you need to know the area, and it does not mean that you can drive wherever you like. The driving examiner will choose a set destination. 1 out of every 4 candidates will be required to get to that destination by following direction signs, whereas the other 4 out of 5 candidates will be required to follow directions given by a sat-nav. The sat-nav will be provided by the driving examiner, so you don't need to go out and buy your own equipment. In fact, even if you wanted to use your own sat-nav or you wanted to use your phone as a sat-nav, unfortunately you cannot. You must use the device provided by the driving examiner. The device will be a TomTom start like this, and the examiner will have a mat, and he or she will place the mat on the dashboard and lock in the sat-nav like so. Just because the examiner's put the sat-nav there, it doesn't mean that that's where it stays. You can request the examiner to move the sat-nav into any position you like. So if you prefer it here, more closer to you, you can have it there. You can even request the examiner to move this angle of the sat-nav to suit you. Furthermore, you can even ask the examiner to adjust the volume on the sat-nav, to adjust the brightness on the sat-nav, or anything else, and the examiner will only be too pleased to do that for you. It's also important that you understand the layout of the sat-nav, and you understand what the relevant symbols represent. The triangle represents the position of our car. The blue highlighted route is the route that we need to follow. The sat-nav will also show the speed limit of the road. However, it is important that we do not rely on this, as the examiner's sat-nav may be out of date. We must actively be looking out for road signs when we are driving. Next to the speed limit is the speed that we are currently traveling at. We also have the name of the road that we are currently on, and the name of the road that we should be turning onto. Here we have the distance from the road that we want to be turning into. Please bear in mind that the driving examiner's sat-nav will be set in yards and miles. Next to the distance, we have the layout of the road. On this occasion, we are approaching a roundabout. We will be taking the third exit, which seems just to be past the 12 o'clock position. On the top right corner, we have the time and the distance remaining to our destination. During the normal part of the driving test, the examiner will provide us with instructions. For example, they may say, take the next road on the left. Most of us, on hearing these instructions, straight away would check our mirrors and give the signal. However, during the independent driving section, things are a little bit different. We need to think about the timing of the MSM routine. The reason for this is that the sat-nav will provide instructions a lot earlier than the driving examiner. So we need to, when we hear the instructions, one of the first things we need to do is to be able to identify the junction and assess how far it actually is, because you don't want to start the MSM routine too early. So let's take a look at the sat-nav giving us some instructions.
After 200 yards, cross the roundabout, second exit, Swallow Street.
The sat-nav has just provided us with instructions to follow the road ahead at the roundabout. However, at this stage, we are unable to see the roundabout. This does not mean that we should ignore the sat-nav until we can see the roundabout. In fact, what we should really do is check our rear view mirror and then have a quick glance at the sat-nav. If we take a quick glance at the sat-nav, we will notice that we need to turn left in approximately 400 yards. Let us see what 400 yards looks like.
At the end of the road, turn left, A4007, Slough Road.
Once again, the sat-nav has given us instructions approximately 200 yards away from the junction.
Turn left. After 300 yards, cross the roundabout, second exit, B483, Park Road.
On this occasion, the sat-nav has given us instructions 300 yards from the roundabout. As soon as we hear the instructions, we take a quick glance at the sat-nav and then look out for road signs. By looking at this direction sign, we can see that our exit is just before the 12 o'clock position. Furthermore, we can see that the left-hand lane is marked left turn only. This vital information would have been missed if we relied solely on the sat-nav. We should never rely on the sat-nav on its own and always combine it with road signs and road markings. If you were to miss directions given by a sat-nav, it's not a problem. Just continue driving normally and the sat-nav will automatically redirect you back to your original route. As far as the driving test is concerned, it's not a problem. The driving examiner will not fail you for it. You will not even get a minor fault. This is provided you just carried on driving safely. Well, that brings the lesson to a conclusion. I hope that you really found this video beneficial. If you have, please give the thumbs up and share with at least one person. Thank you very much. Bye bye.